Alec, let's talk about CRM solutions. How does Optimove tailor your CRM solutions for this big market, Asia, iGaming players here? How do you do that?
Well, you're absolutely correct. That is an enormous market. So we have to break it down by each individual country. And the way we do this is via player modeling.
Okay.
So for each market, we are looking at the individual behaviors of players, how they move between life cycles. So what happens to move them from being a new player to an active player, then over to churn. And by doing this analysis, we get a good understanding of general player behavior. And it's actually something that we publicize, and we actually publish these results. So many operators that work with us are actually able to compare their performance against other operators in their markets.
All right, speaking of operators, what can you say is the biggest challenge for operators in terms of personalization at scale? Especially, again, we're here, Sigma Asia in Manila, Philippines, and of course, we're talking about Asia as a region for iGaming. How do you do that? Like, what do you see is the biggest challenge, and how should it be addressed?
Yes, one of the biggest challenges is the fact that operators will usually have multiple campaigns running at the same time,
Okay.
right? And we need to be able to prioritize those campaigns. So something that Optimove does extremely well is choose between campaigns that are most relevant to an individual player. Without this, you get a lot of spamming and you get a lot of messages sent to players that are just not relevant. Another factor is being able to accurately understand the impact of those campaigns. What we found is before working with operators didn't really have a full, clear vision of exactly what CRM or the impact that CRM had on their operations. And I think that those have been the two main things, which is visibility on performance and also that ability to prioritize campaigns as well, so that customers don't feel flooded with communications.
Wow, all right. So many things to unpack there, But Alec, I want to ask about data orchestration. What can you say about it, and how can, the gaming industry look at it on your, of course, point of view?
One thing that is very important and something that I work with operators extensively on is preparing the data in order to come on board with an advanced platform such as Optimove. And that means prioritizing, first of all, the basis of all of the data that you need. And then second of all, we were speaking before about this, real-time marketing. One thing that I like to do is ensure that operators, when they come on board, they know what to prioritize. Because especially when we think about the possibilities in gaming, there's so much that you could potentially look at, focus on, but I want to just narrow down that window to what are the absolute critical journeys that you need to be successful in each market. And in order for those journeys to work, we need to have the right data to support those journeys. So it involves getting the right real-time events in, but it also involves just generally, do you have an organized database with the right information?
That's fantastic because, we all know that data is power, but sometimes you're presented with so much huge data, right? And what you do, it's really narrowing it down to the most, important ones. That's really, really nice. So my last question, let's talk about AI-driven solutions. Talk to us about that, and what should operator know about it?
Absolutely. Well, one thing with AI is the ability for AI to start personalizing campaigns, journeys on a one-to-one basis. So we can do some pretty cool things where we're able to change the display of casino lobbies to match each individual person's preferences. But AI falls into many different areas of a CRM marketer's day-to-day. When it comes down to segmenting and making sure that we're targeting the right audiences, and Optimove can actually build out audiences for marketers. We're at that point now where the marketer can almost sit back and watch the AI do its work and then just see the end results. And also for recommendations on improving campaigns. So going to the other side, once you run a campaign, how do you know what to tweak, what to improve? What are maybe the minor changes that could have a big impact later on down the line? Optimove has this ability to scan all of your campaigns and give you recommendations on how to improve them and tweak them.
Alec, you know what? I've learned so much from this conversation. I'm sure our audience also learned a lot. Thank you so much for your insights and your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Jenny.